Hello, everyone. Welcome to Two Guns Pick-6 Party. I'm Brooke Kromer. This is TwoGun. TwoGun is in Nashville for a DFS championship game. I am in Hawaii because why not be in Hawaii in December? TwoGun, how are you doing today? How's Nashville?
It's a cute town. Never been here myself, so it's nice getting to know it. I feel like you went up to me. It's like on the weekend where like I have the DraftKings championship and I'm in Nashville. You're like, how could I one up in Hawaii? That's how we'll do it. And I should
I
have
don't win
made
any
Brooke.
money out
I feel
here.
like I should have made Brooke wake up at 4:30 to do the show like at the usual time, but I just saw there's a part of me that's just I don't really have that sociopathic like is it sociopath or is it what's it called a sadistic? Sadistic, yeah. I don't have really that big sadistic trait, so we did it at
I
a normal
appreciate
time.
it.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd be struggling if this was 4:30 in the morning right now, but so your DFS game today. Tell us about it. How does it
yeah,
work? What do you want to tell us about it?
yeah. So for those unfamiliar with the DraftKings Championship, basically instead of like you just enter a regular GPP like any others, and instead of winning cash, you win an entry into this thing, and this thing has a $15 million prize pool and just 200 entries. So each entry is essentially worth $75,000. And they break it up into two actual contests. So there's the main contest, which is like noon and 3 p.m. games like normal, and that part's worth 65,000. And everyone gets paid something. You at least get paid 20,000, but first place gets paid 2.5 million. And really, most of the money is in the top 5 spots. You really get it's not first or last. It's more like first 10 or last. Like it really doesn't
Wow.
help you to get 32nd instead of 190th. Like you'll get a little bit more, but you're really still trying to get for like those top 5 spots. And then their afternoon contest is still pretty good. It's like a $2.5 million prize pool with 500,000 at first. So if your main ones just suck, you at least have something to root for in the second games. Now last year, they started doing this afternoon thing last year, and I just sucked at everything. Like I sucked at the main contest, I sucked at the afternoon contest. I
No.
like 5 entries, I lost everything. The year before, I got second in the main thing for 1.25 million. So go me then. But last year was,
Good
but yeah,
year.
like I don't know if you know this about me, Brooke, but I'm kind of like Pavlov's dog. Like I'm just used to like if something happened in the past, I'm like, okay, that's what's gonna happen to me again. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
well, I'm used to it being an afternoon and a regular. I'm used to losing both of them, so I assume I'm gonna lose both tomorrow. But
No,
maybe that
you're
means I actually will win
tomorrow.
because I don't. What do I know?
So you feeling good about tomorrow? How you feeling?
I don't really have a strong feeling, but you know what? Football doesn't really care about my feelings. I can
No,
guarantee you, those guys on the field could give two shits about Michael Two Gun Cohen's feelings about these games. I
I
can
can
guarantee it.
guarantee you
Not
are correct.
one single person in the NFL gives a shit about my feelings. So,
No,
and you know what? This is the same thing. Like I'm a stock trader as my main job, and I can tell you what, the stock market does not give a shit about my feelings. Does not give a shit
no,
about my schedule. It's gonna do what it
no.
wants to do. It's all kind of beautiful like that. We
Yeah,
all got to know our place. Not all of us could
yeah.
be NFL offensive line royalty like Miss Brooke here. Some of us are just
Well, I can tell
little
you one
please.
thing. We all bet on all these players and we all cheer them on every game. They do not care if we win our bets and they do not care if we win our fantasy. They're going to go out there and they're going to get their incentives and they're going to get their money, just like we're trying to get our money. So, it's all the game. It's all the game.
Yeah, and I tell you what, you're on everything. You're just telling me how it's all obviously big Navy bases out there, and everyone's all geared up for the Army Navy game, and
Yeah.
it's a big football. Like you go halfway around the world, and you're just doubling the football this weekend.
Still in football. I actually found a little kid that was a Bills fan, and I was like, all right, I like you. And another kid that was in a Rams gear. I was like, these are my people in Hawaii. Who would have thought? It was
So the
great.
question is, do we talk about the Bills game first and then go to the 1 p.m. games, or are we going to talk
Let's
about
do
the 1
it.
p.m. games? Let's do that. Okay. All
Let's
right.
get the Bills
Let's.
out of the way because it's going to be a big, big game. I mean, it could be the future Super Bowl matchup. What do you think about that?
Uh, yeah. I mean, it's funny. I actually gave away some bets this week. You know what? I'm not going to mention it because it's not betting on the Bills. So you're just going to get mad at me.
Okay, yeah, don't mention it.
Yeah,
So we're moving on from
I'm
that
just not
one.
going to mention it. I'm not going to mention it.
I would bet on the Bills if I were you because we don't win the Super Bowl if I have anything to do with it, which I don't. So,
So where do we?
all right.
Okay, obviously I know you're going to hit all the overs. How are you feeling about these Detroit players? Is there anyone you
Honestly,
particularly like or don't like?
yeah, I think it's going to be a huge offensive matchup for both teams again, just like we saw in that Bills and Rams game. Like, I don't think that the Bills or the Lions are going to back down at all. I think it's just going to be offensive blowout, bet the over on the total. Like, I just think it's going to be all offense this game. What do you think on that end?
Yeah, honestly, I tend to agree. To be honest, it's funny because in DFS, people aren't stacking according to our ownership data. People are not stacking this game as much as you think
Interesting.
because the guys are expensive and you never know really who's going to go off. But
Right.
I tell you what, when if there's ends up being 70 plus points in this game, which there could be, you're going to
Right.
want a piece of this game. So the question is, Miss Brooke, which of these receivers? Can you see this? I believe I'm showing my screen,
Yep.
right? Which of these
Absolutely.
receivers are you clicking on the? I don't think we're really talking less thans in this show right now for at least for this game. But which one do you like the
Yeah.
most?
I'm actually going those first two receivers on the block right there. For the Lions, I'm going Amon-Ra St. Brown over rec yards and Khalil Shakir over rec yards. I think that those are the two biggest targets of the game. I think that they're always my solid go-to pick that I trust and love. So I'm going the over on both of them.
Well, I'm certainly not going to hate on either of these picks. As I said, I'm not hating any of the Moors in this game. It's just I feel like if you're trying to hate on this game, it's almost like you're just doing it just to be a little shit. You're like doing it
Yeah.
just to be contrarian. You're not really doing it because you have a great reason. You're just doing it to do that. And I'm not a believer in that. As a stock trader, it reminds me of those guys that have been shorting Tesla since it was like $5.
Oh,
And they lose all their money, and then they lose all again, and then they keep losing again, and they're like, "Ah, Elon." I'm like, well, maybe you should stop shorting it. Just leave it alone. You know?
just leave it.
So that's how I feel about people like betting, wanting to really bet unders in this game. I'll tell you who my favorite is. My favorite
Give it
receiver
to
is
me.
actually Jameson Williams.
Oh, all
Look at
right. I like that
look at
pick.
this. Look at these past 5 games. Now, obviously, in week 13, he didn't do a whole lot, but we've seen a
Yeah.
steady uptick in targets to him. And this is his first like real season where he's been healthy the entire season, and he's
Yeah.
really the 1B now. I mean, Amon-Ra is obviously the man, but Jameson Williams really isn't that far behind him, I think. So I think this 51.5 is too low. Like a lot of these others might be okay. I'm not saying ever to bet the under, but if I'm taking a more, it's definitely Jameson Williams. And I'm not sure which my favorite bill is. It's too hard to say. I don't know like who's really the better talent if Amari Cooper or Khalil Shakir is at this point, but we saw Amari Cooper get 14 targets last game. I mean, we can't expect that again this game, but
Yeah.
14.5, really? Like, I know
The
he barely,
inconsistency is what scares me there. Look at that one.
yeah, he's very inconsistent, but I just kind of feel like he's gonna by the playoffs he's gonna be the more of the wide receiver one on this team. I could be
Absolutely.
wrong. I'm not like I don't act like I'm some sort of expert in evaluating wide receivers, but I guess we're feuding a little bit on which one our favorite is. I'm not gonna like be like, no, you're suck. It's all about Cooper and Jameson Williams, not the other two. But
I think we
we're
spread out the
feuding a
ball
little bit.
enough
We're feuding
that you're
indirectly, Brooke.
fine.
I want to be clear. We are feuding indirectly.
A little. A little.
A
We
little.
also think that the more than is always the best bet on this
Yeah,
game because,
I don't
my
like.
God,
Don't get me wrong. I want to feud with you some. It's kind of fun,
I get it.
but I just don't feel like picking my fight there. Like I feel like I'd be like one of those guys that's like shorting the Tesla like since like 2010 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be that
Yeah.
guy. I'll feud with you. I'll feud with you a little bit for funsies there, but let's But like I said, generally with Pick-6, I mainly go on the first set of games, the 1 p.m. games. That's because the way the payouts work on Pick-6, it's almost always going to be the min payouts, I think, because they step up the min payouts, and that way you just correlate to your heart's content, essentially
So
with it.
which one is your first? What's your favorite
So
nude
I think we
game?
should look at let's look at the first set of games. And what are
Which is going to be at 8 a.m. my time.
yeah, you gonna be awake?
I'm gonna wake up. Yep, we're going out on a boat, so I'll have my little like red zone set up on the boat, watching
Oh
it,
wow, that
swimming with
sounds
the
like
turtles.
a boat. Yeah, that sounds like I don't know why. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm telling you the story, but I am. Like the last time I went on a boat in Hawaii, I got sunburned so bad because that damn banana boat sunscreen didn't work. I feel like an
I will
angry old
not
man,
get
like telling that
sunburnt.
story. Like obviously your sunscreen will work just fine. Like you're like, watch out for those. You never know with that
Watch out
sunscreen.
for that sun.
Yeah, like yeah,
Thanks, TwoGun. I think I'll be fine. I'm
yeah,
a
I'm
Florida
not like
girl.
quite there, like angry old man yet. You know what I'm saying? Like I got those instincts. I can catch myself. You know what I'm saying? Like
You were almost there. You were
I'm
almost there, but you
almost
caught
there. It's
yourself.
in
You're
me, but
good.
I can control it. Like it's like it's like controlling the dog in me or whatever, or controlling the
You did good.
remember a zombie movie, like the zombie kids movie where like they have the wristwatches where like it prevents them from turning full zombie. You know, like it's like I can prevent myself from turning full angry old man right now. You know what I'm saying?
You did good. It's the
Well,
youth in you.
anyways,
All this betting is keeping you young.
yeah. So I tell you what, one game I find kind of interesting that I could think could be like a fun shit show
Give it
is
to me.
this Jets Jacksonville game. These are just two teams that just do not give a shit at this point.
Right.
These are two teams that do not give a shit, and
You are
it's
right.
I could just like why not? Why not? Aaron Rodgers just throw the ball. Like he threw the ball
Why
339
not?
yards last week. Why not just keep throwing it?
Why not? I
Why
like it.
not? Why
Also,
not? Why
Brees
not
Hall
throw the ball
injured,
to
so why
yeah,
not
Garrett
lean
Wilson?
on? Yes,
Yeah,
those are my two. TwoGun. It's like you read my mind. These are my guys for this game as well.
yeah. I
You can't
mean,
go
I don't know if
wrong.
I really want to go with 65.5 for Brian Thomas. That's kind of a lot, but I'm not betting unders on teams that just don't give a shit. And
Right.
this Brenton Strange will he's generally like you can't really look at this because he'll get a big uptick in targets with Evan Ingram out. Anyways, Brooke, what game
I kind of
catches your
got,
eyes?
oof. I kind of like this Dolphins Texans game. I think this could be
Interesting.
interesting. I
Which
think it could be interesting. I got a lot of more thens on this game. I think Tyreek Hill's out of his funk, so I got him over receiving yards with Tua over passing yards. I also have this is going to be sacrilegious for my Aggies, but I got Devin A. Chain less than rush yards as well. They got him kind of high on this game, so I'm leaning on Tua and Tyreek Hill to bring it home for them, but I don't think they will because C.J. Stroud. Yeah, I got the Texans in that game. Thank
I
God.
mean, Nico Collins is. I believe our nerds really like Nico Collins in this game.
All right,
So,
I can
I
get
feel like
behind that.
that's. And honestly, if you're going with him throwing the ball a lot, Nico Collins pairs well with what is it called? Pairs
C.J.
well
Stroud.
with Tyreek Hill and Devin Achan rushing yards under. You're basically just saying like they're going to be throwing the ball.
Yeah,
And let me see if I
absolutely.
can pick up our. I'm going to go to the share screen. Okay, what do nerds say about this game?
Give it to us
They
nerds.
All right, nerds. Let's see. They like Nico Collins a little bit. They actually don't like Tyreek Hill. What?
That's because
What?
he's been trashed for quite a while, but last week he had a breakout game. I think he's out of his funk. I think he's back.
They
He
don't
had a
love
fire
Tua
in his
either. I don't
house.
know, man. Our nerds don't like that game that much. What do they
My
think
nerds aren't
about
listening.
my Jets Jaguars? Well, they're not even talking about
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, huh? They like Mac Jones.
They're like staying away from that old man. We
Yeah, like we don't know how to deal with this old man.
don't
Well,
know
they
how
seem
to
to
deal
like
with
this
this
game
football
though.
anymore.
Well, anyways, let's talk at least about one more game real fast. Is there any game that you think might underwhelm?
Where I have my last thens. I know I threw a few last thens in there. It was kind of fun.
It's fun to be a little
Oh,
hater every
Ravens
now and then, right?
Giants. I'm hating on the Giants. I got some last thens on the Giants. That's fun. Telling me to veto less
No,
than 179 and a half yards. I don't know what he's sitting at now, but
177 and a half. I don't hate it, to be honest.
he could do
Um,
less than that for the Ravens against the
When was the last
Ravens.
time he started? He had 189. I
This is
mean,
against the Ravens. Come on.
he's gonna have to throw the ball, but they might just embarrass this team. The spread is 16 and a half. I actually like the Giants, but part of me is starting to think like maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe this Giants team just really like we talked about teams not giving a shit. This team like doesn't give a shit so much that like you
They're
can't bet
just
off
gonna
them
suck.
either. Yeah, like you just can't bet. And obviously, if the Ravens get a big enough lead, they might just be handing the ball to Derrick Henry or even Justice Hill.
Absolutely.
So
I actually have both of them more than because Justice Hill was at like 12 and a half rush yards when I checked. Like, come on. They can do that because once Derrick Henry gets his 100 whatever, they're going to throw Justice Hill in there, keep running it. I could see it happening. I got both of the running backs on that team, which is really strange to do, but
another game I find interesting is this Chiefs Browns game because I feel
absolutely.
like this is kind of the Super Bowl for the Browns.
Yeah.
So like I
Yeah.
like Jameis over, although I think not having Njoku, which is is not good. Like you generally don't want to be betting on a quarterback when he loses one of his best, targets. So I'm not sure if I
So I'm
really
on Nick.
love it that much. I
Go with
actually
the rushing
I,
on that side. Nick
I
Chubb.
actually like his attempts. I like betting on more attempts on Jameis Winston because if you look at his log, this game was a snow game. Every other game, he's basically throwing it more than 40 times.
Yeah.
So it's just very
They're
simple. Like
leaning on
Jameis
him.
going to throw it in his Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, but it's going to be nasty weather too. So can he throw it in? Gosh, I think it's going to be rain, sleet, snow, whatever it's going to be. Probably sleet and snow. Probably not fun.
I think it's still in the 40s, like low 40s. So I don't think it's really gonna be snowing. It's just gonna be like light rain.
Just sleet
I think
nastiness.
people tend to overthink that.
Okay.
So I mean, people are gonna be using a lot of Jerry Judy and DFS. So I don't know, maybe they won't be overthinking it. But in general, unless it's like real snow, like blizzard, I tend to not care. But then again, I'm from Houston, so like I don't really understand what cold weather is.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I went
Came
out
up
here
to a
and it's like
game
in
at
the
the
50s, and I'm
Bills.
like, why is it cold outside? It's not why. Like I don't even understand Nashville cold, so I certainly don't understand Kansas City cold. So
True.
maybe I'm underestimating it a little bit. We'll just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. I think you got the over on anything in the on the Chiefs side, and you're going to be good on that game.
Yeah, obviously with my we all know my favorite player DeAndre Hopkins, who's been getting about 9 targets a game,
Right.
just 45 and a half receiving yards. Really, I feel like
It's pretty
I know
low.
our nerds already feel like that should be at least 55. So I feel pretty
Yeah, I
confident in
have
that
him.
one being a more than. But
Yeah. I got him
You
over
know,
as well. I got Isaiah Pacheco as my touchdown pick that game, if they have that option open yet.
they do.
There you are. Take
I'm
that
not a
bowler.
huge touchdown guy because it's hard to correlate that, but
I
you
know.
know,
You and your correlation, but I just like some fun picks sometimes.
well, you're more of a fun person than I am, Brooke. So
This is why we need this balance on this show. You bring
yeah.
me back to let's correlate, Brooke, let's correlate. And I'm like, but let's just throw something fun in there and keep it spicy on this Sunday. This is why we
Hmm.
need you, Two Gun. This is why I need you in my life. You
I
bring me
need a,
back
I
to
need a, I need
reality.
that. I don't feel like I generally exude the boring energy. I feel like I generally exude the crazy energy. Maybe not today. I feel like today I'm a little bit more chill or something. I'm a little bit more, you know, like
Yeah,
thinking or something like that. I don't
you're
know.
in your mindset. You're in your groove. You're ready to like bust out this DFS championship game. I get it. You're in the zone. And I'm over here partying in Hawaii. So it makes sense. It makes
Yeah. Like I'm like I don't think I'm gonna win any money. Well, I
You are
should.
gonna win some money too, Gun. I have no doubt on that. I'm
We'll
always
see.
betting
You
on
never
you.
know. You never know. You never know.
I
We'll see
can't
what
wait till
happens.
next week to hear about it.
Okay.
You're gonna
Well,
have to give me a full rundown.
fair enough. I'll
You're
try
gonna
to
win
be
some
at
money.
least either super caffeinated or super hungover. That way, I'm more fun when I'm giving you the super rundown.
Okay, I like it.
All right.
You got any other games on this slate?
You know
Any
what?
other that you're picking?
Let's just wrap it up. We're gonna call
You're
it.
ready to go win some DFS.
I gotta focus on. My phone's blowing up. I think my family's pissed off or something's going on. I need to get to that. We'll figure it
Absolutely. Well,
out.
I hope you win.
Next Sunday, I'll give the full rundown of how this event went, and I promise I'll
We'll
either
be
be hyper
waiting.
caffeinated or hyper hungover. Maybe both. Maybe both.
I'm looking
Let's
forward
go
to
with
it.
both.
I think it'll be great. Well, good luck,
Yeah.
Tugan. I'm pumped for you. Have fun. Everybody else, happy Pick-6. Good luck. We're gonna win some money this Sunday. I feel it. I'm here
All
for
right.
it.
Y'all have a good one. Talk soon.
All right. Have a good one. Bye, everybody.